Welcome, guys. If you don't know who I am Cecil. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. Today is sort of a treat for you guys because I have this is part 1 of a series of audio commentaries I'm going to bring to you guys, and it is concerning the single most issue that has been PM'd to me, aimed to me, whispered to me on BNet, messaged to me via MSN, email, whatever the heck that you guys do that can annoy the living crap out of me. You guys have let me know that you guys want to get a little bit of information on Tower Rush. So, this is what I bring you all. I'm bringing, so far I have 2 parts to this, and I'm working on a 3rd one in conjunction. You're going to have Mr. Cygnus also help with it, so either way, I'll start talking about that in a little bit, but for now, I would like for you to put it on Yolani Suho's, well, the Night Elf players, vision, fog of war off, so you can see the whole map, pause at the 15-second mark at the 1x speed. Alright, well, actually we're just going to get this started right now. I'm not going to look at any PMs at the moment. So, if you're not at that part yet, I would suggest it. Get to that mark, you lazy bastards, at 15 at 1x speed. Anyways, for those of you who are cool and are at that mark, we're going to get this started right now. Let's get this unpaused in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, this is one of the very few audios that I do that is involving me. That is, oh my god, let me try saying this to you again. I don't really do many audios that I'm in. Here is one of them. That wasn't so hard. So anyways, our Night Elf player, Map T-Rock, he's just going to start this off. He's not expecting too much coming from the human player. And kind of simple enough. He's not seeing much. He's going to get his standard fast tech build with the Demon Hunter. That's what you're going to get so far. Now, if you're in this position, always be ready to make a change, especially versus a human player. Now, versus human, I don't know, standard build for me is involving the Firelord and Archers because it helps against tower rushes, and sometimes the human player will get defend for their footmen, and by the time they have defend ready and you're ready to fight a huge battle, then you got a bunch of bears trampling them down, and that just won't look good whatsoever. So anyways, check out Yubo High, I think that's how you call him. Hell, I don't know. So, look what he's going to do. He's going to send his militia out, and the militia that he is sending out is going to start to work on a tower. Now, what that does is by the time that tower is being constructed, it prevents that Demon Hunter from walking around the map, and it really keeps it in place while giving the human player freedom to bring the rest of his army towards the Night Elf base to already construct these towers here. So here you are seeing this peasant. He's going to run in there. He's going to try to plant a good one right in the middle of it all. Very risky, though, because now the DH is out there. Does he kill him? I don't know if he even noticed it. No, he's not going to pay too much attention. He's not expecting it, that's why. So looking at his build, nothing too crazy. Standard opening with hunts. Now here's what you do. The second that you are suspecting a tower rush, if you can check out the Night Elf's vision right now, he just saw that he is working on tower rushing him. So as you're on the way back to your base, and as he's on the way towards your base, thing you want to hit are the militia. And immediately screw the tech. Get another Ancient of War and plant down an Ancient Protector, because those are the first 2 things. I would actually really suggest putting down the Ancient Protector first, because there's a very, very good chance that they are going to succeed with their towers. They are going to get towers up there, and your primary target is their Archmage. Mana burn it, attack it, do whatever you want to do. Red is not attacking the Archmage, which is pretty bad. Use Wisps, by the way, to detonate the Water Elemental. See how he's getting his Ancient Protector, Ancient of War. Now, he chooses to uproot his Ancient of War, which I don't really know if that's a great idea. Personally, my preference is to just plant it into the ground and just produce archers out of it, because archers, that's what'll kill those towers much easier. And right now, it's just swatting away at the footmen. Nothing too crazy happening. So, notice how he's just chasing down the Archmage. Now, you're going to see how this will get very, very ugly. Now, what you have to do, you can't make any mistakes whatsoever. Hopefully, I can tell you guys how to prevent the most mistakes possible. Notice how the second that he destroys an Ancient Protector, he's producing one right away, ready to get one back up there. The reason that is because they had that Tree of Life hitting those footmen, and look what it did. It already took out a decent amount. Those 2 Ancient of Wars that he had, they are going nowhere. And so, once again, he is making his Ancient Protectors. So, the reason for the Ancient Protectors is kind of obvious, but I guess I'll tell you right now. It's to establish a good buffer zone between the towers. If you don't have a buffer zone, which is just like a kind of the no man's land where no one really goes to, if someone does, they're within the range of something, I can guarantee you. But what that does, I mean, you think about it. Your opponent, he's got this huge front in your base. If you have no defense against it, he's just going to continue on forward. You got to have something that's going to plug him up, going to push him back a little bit. So your only hope at this point of the game are Ancient Protectors, trying to root your Ancient into the ground if you got any left, as he is doing. And don't worry too much about trying to use Wisps to repair things that are within the range of guard towers, because if guard towers are left unmicroed, first thing that they'll start attacking are Wisps. Same thing goes for Ancient Protectors, by the way. You're going to see once the AP has nothing to hit, look at that, he's hitting that peon that's constructing that guard tower. Well, it was repairing it. So, notice how he's still sticking with his plan. He is still attacking that Archmage. Archmage very, very weak at the health. And I don't know if he was paying attention with his AP or not. I'm pretty sure he had his DH to worry about. But always with your AP, hit these towers that are in construction. They have light armor. They will go down very fast. Too fast for them to repair. Now here is where every little bit counts. Notice this. He's cycling the Wisps in and out of these mines, and at the same time, while he was going through that, look at that, these 3 footmen, they're totally trapped, and just pump Wisps. I mean, it is, as long as they're safe, this is the type of position that it is, that it's safe. I know that's kind of hard for me to say that this guy is safe at this position of the game. I mean, look at him. He's got 3 towers sprouting up in his base, and it's sure as hell is not looking good. Even his Tree of Life as well. I would recommend, once your Tree of Life is below the 50% mark at his hit points, that's when you want to start healing it. Before that, you're fine. So, I mean, especially on a map like Turtle Rock, always, you're going to have a huge influx of gold. Why not put it to the greatest use possible with your only form of attack, and that is in the form of his Demon Hunter. I mean, check it out. He's got a Boots of Speed, he's chasing down footmen. He's got the Staff of Teleportation to make him a little more handy of a hero. So he is just working with that, and while at his base, it looks like that tower rush, the towers are still up, but he is not sticking with this because he knows, I mean, look at his Archmage. If the Archmage tries to pull anything, it's just going to get chased down, it's going to die. So he has to just give up on his tower rush, and now he just wasted all these resources into the tower rush. But then again, both ends suffer greatly, and obviously, I mean, both players were set back a huge deal, but the advantages in this lie in the fact that now his base is a lot more safe. He can just go right towards his tech. He can get APs, I mean Ancients of War. In this situation, it's a good idea to get them. I saw like 3 replays to choose from about which one I'll do. I don't know if this is the one where he gets an Ancient of War or not, but I think it would be a good idea. But anyhow, so that basically covers the initial part of the game with the tower rush. So yeah, he's getting his AOW. Okay, this is that replay. Good. So, things that you gotta focus on. Make sure that if a Wisp is gonna die, you just make sure that make it hard as hell for him to kill Wisps. By the way, that was a pretty awesome 0 mana burn placed on, hell, I'm tired of pronouncing his name, Yubohai or something, I don't know. Anyways, Just notice how he's just chasing that Archmage. He's just putting it to great use. All he's doing right here is just keeping him in his place. Just making sure that he doesn't continue on towards his base. And if you see that back in his base, he was just simply doing more multitasking, as he has been doing. While that was going on, he had his APs creeping for him. Clever thing to do. Another example of how he was multitasking was when the tower rush was going on, he bought those items for his Demon Hunter. And even better with that, with the Staff of Teleportation, he didn't have to run through this gauntlet of towers that are just gonna slice him up. So no, he just uses Staff of Teleportation, teleports to a Moonwell that's placed back into the base that is basically keeping that DH alive. By the way, if you lose your hero in the tower rush, you're pretty much done for. It's very hard to keep yourself back into the game if you've lost a hero in that process. So, once again, he's just still sticking with this plan, just going all out, trying to attack his opponent, getting the Panda and Brewmaster, by the way, transferring the Boots of Speed to that Panda. I don't know if he does. Yeah, he does that. So that way, as he's chasing him, he can get some Drunken Hazes down. Simple plan enough right there. Especially when he had all of these footmen. And if you took a look at his base, actually, if you take the Fog of War off, where you're just seeing the Night Owl's base, you can't see that he's making his blacksmith. So, according to him, he's not working on anything in particular involving riflemen. So, okay. Here you go. Archmage, perfect target to nail. These footmen, I don't know. They can be taken care of at any time, but if you can kill this Archmage immediately, more power to you. So look at this. This is quite the change in the format here. The Dark Ranger. Now the Dark Ranger, the reason behind that is in the switch from footmen to riflemen. The Dark Ranger is used to compensate for that switch. He'll still have a footman equivalent of, skeletons running around, being pests and really pissing your opponent off, but it just helps balance out your army, and makes it easier in general. I don't think there's anything else that I can go into in regards to that. So look at this move that he's going for here. Bringing these APs out, helping him creep, and you gotta think of this. The reason behind why he's bringing his Ancient Protectors out is one of the reasons that you just saw now. That is just so he can try to get some fast creeping done, try to get some huge creeps taken out of the way. That'll sort of make up for the losses that he so far has. And look at this. This is freaking genius. I love this. Look how he just cycles his heroes in and out. See this. Hold on. Give him a second. Destroying the water elemental is very... I don't know. So anyways, I don't know if he does it yet, but once again, he's just chock full of gold. He's just going to get some items for his heroes, and look how he puts these items to great use. First of all, he's running on a killing spree here to the Archmage, and he transfers a potion to the Panda just in case he really needs it. And I swear, I was waiting for him to use this damn potion, but it wasn't happening. But look at this. He transfers his Staff of Teleportation on the Panda and Brewmaster, and the Staff of Preservation on the Panda, on the Demon Hunter. Look at that. Just before he was getting killed, that fireball was flying right through the air, and I don't know how he did it, but managed to save it. But what that does, sure, it looks fancy as hell, but what does it actually do for you? Well, if you send your Panda back towards your Tree of Ages, what that does is that it's like if you can hold your battle out for a good amount of time, what that's doing for you is a way to instantly heal the mana fully up for your Panda and Brewmaster. It's basically just rejuvenating your Panda and Brewmaster and then bringing him back into the battle. Depending on how fast you are at the game, it can probably take about a couple seconds to put him back into there. Then you have to consider the time it takes for the portal graphic to go on. But here you're going to see an example of this. Watch. Once again, he's hitting back towards that Archmage. He brings a couple wisps into the battle. Simple enough. Always bring some wisps because humans, they love to get their casters and, well, casters and wisps. Do the math here. So, there he goes. He portals his panda out of the way, and what he does with his panda, he holds down shift, hits a bunch of moonwells, and while he's healing up on the moonwells, he can just look at the upper part of the screen, notice his panda and Brewmaster, and you don't really have to pay too much attention to your base as long as you have a shift rally going on. Look at that. Panda comes back into the battle fully healed, and what it basically does, it gives him a couple footmen, as he also had those ancient protectors helping him out there. But now look at him. He's on the run. He's losing riflemen left and right. Lost a rifleman, couple foots, thanks to those surprise drunken hazes. What he basically did, he was confident in the battle. He really didn't bring back his weak guys too early because he wasn't expecting a drunken haze to come towards him. And just using breath of fires as much as you can to just kind of cut down on their army a bit. And he's just continuing on with the Ancient Protector Rush. Don't really, if you are going to do this, don't really expect it to be a huge success, especially when they've got militia and they can just help out against the Tower Rush. It's basically to do as much damage as it can. I mean, as I was going back to before I was interrupted, why he's bringing his APs out there, think about it. You have all these APs in your base. By the time that he's reached those APs, either he's just plain not going to fight a battle in your base, and he's just going to get mortar teams, or you've already lost the game, and he's just going to clean up those APs anyways with mortar teams. So, you know, yeah, look at this. He's getting a workshop anyways, just to take out the Dryads alone, but now they're really going to get a workshop because you've got APs, and yeah, they're going to die. So anyways, it's basically, I mean, this game is going, by the way, this game, that's about halfway done. And trust me, what you see now is, it looks like red is winning, but trust me, it's nowhere close. So, if you see any riflemen up front, hit them. Simple procedure. Rarely, I wouldn't see myself hitting the Spellbreaker. Unless he's really, really in front and he's trying to run out of the way like he's doing now. Sure, you'll take a couple hits on him. No big deal. Try not to bring your Dryads out like you saw right there. Riflemen, they love to pick it out. So, once again, look at this. He's just cycling his panda in and out of the game. It's just, I love it. Just this tiny little effort. This is what kind of distinguishes the player that's got a good rank and ladder, but he's got an absurd amount of losses to go along with it. You know those guys, the guys that are like, they've got like 300 wins. It's holy crap. Let's look at their losses. Oh wow, 250 losses. Okay, yeah. Well, that just means that he plays a lot of games. So, what really distinguishes is just these small little efforts that you put into the game. That's what can really change this game. As you can see, his small little efforts to keep these wisps into his mines, cycling them in and out, making sure that every unit is treated basically like a hero. And if you can do that, then I doubt you're going to lose many games. So, he's on the run, obviously. He got the mortar teams. As you saw right there, mortar teams made short work of it. And now it's basically even again. But now, if you are making those Master Bears, look at how he just kept them back into his base. If you keep them out, I'm pretty sure if you guys haven't suffered from the anger of losing Adept class Bears, you don't want to go through it. See, look at him just trying to take that thing. And with silence, even with silence, they're just going to be taken out of the battle instantly. Don't bring them into battle unless you have a master class on them. Otherwise, they're a total waste of a lot of money. So, with him on the run, he doesn't have a portal, so he's in a little bit of trouble. If you both look at each other's army, yeah, it's a kind of an easy reason why he's not going to fight this battle. Even though he has more food, I don't know. Take a look at both of them. I doubt it. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of the food, you're gonna see how you guys are gonna love this. You're gonna see how like, oh god, his army was like 12 food behind, and he totally beats the crap out of him. It's so it just shows how badass this panda is, as well as the DH. Yeah, I gotta hand it to the DH. He gets credit too, but man, this panda is sexy. Oh my god. Anyhow, nothing much going on. By the way, the human player's got a pretty good intuition as to where the Night Elf could be, so more power to him. Now is a good time to fight, when you just got control of the item shop, when they have about one breaker out there. Yeah, try to kill the breaker first thing so they won't steal your roars. That +9 damage is a must. So just heal as much as you can. Check this out. Whatever bears are being attacked, obviously preserve it with your staff. If you see any skeletons, you can try to kill those by what I would highly recommend taking out water elementals. Bring wisps into battle. Look at how that small little effort is helping him out so much. It cleared out all those summons, cleared out a whole patch of them, and his casters as well. He would have probably lost the battle, no problem, if he didn't bring those wisps in there. So, actually my brother's in here. Hold on. This is my brother. It's his. Well, I can have my brother's debut in the commentaries. Here, Brian, tell me what's going on in the game. Get your ass over here. Get your ass over here. Come here. Tell me what's going on in this game. Tell me who's getting their ass raped really, really hard. Who? Just say their color. Just say the color.
Looks like red.
No, red's not getting raped.
Yellow.
Yellow is getting raped. See, my brother, he knows this game. He knows this game like his own winky, guys. So anyways, yeah, he needs me to help him because he's a noob at computers. So, yeah, just say screw it. Continue with it. I'm teaching him how to use MIRC, so. Anyways, back to this game here. That was my brother, guys. We have, once again, you gotta have some priorities established into your battle, the Archmage being a very easy target to hit. I wouldn't hit the Archmage if he has any major healing. I mean, he was hitting him, he had major healing, and that kinda screwed him. If the Archmage doesn't have any way of keeping himself alive, he's gonna get screwed. If he tries to run, he's gonna have drunken haze, it's just gonna... I don't know. But here was that example of what I was telling you guys about the food difference there. That battle that he fought underneath that shop, that's what kicked his ass. Just that small little effort of bringing just a few wisps. Look at him, he's bringing more. Actually, he's just bringing the 5 wisps that he had when he lost his gold mine. So, if you think about this, if you were in Red's shoes, just go back to his vision right here. Would you expect the human player to have an expansion? Now, you gotta think about the battles that you fought into the game, the battles that you had to run from, and so, if I were Red, I would realize, okay, well, I did see him by that item shop. How long of a time did I have to wait before I saw him again? I don't think you can get an expansion at that time. No. So, what other times? I couldn't really think of any times. So take the Fog of War off. He's not working on an expansion. So, as you are trying to creep, he's probably going to try to creep as well. Probably to creep out a spot for an expansion. And as you're doing that, look what he's doing. He's sending out a wisp as well. Basically, the thing that separates these players, I'll say it again, is just the ability to multitask through the game. Just put that extra little effort. Believe me, it makes a huge impact. Look at how this has worked. I mean, in the beginning of the game, he saved his ass in the beginning of the game. I'll tell you this right now, just from the little small things that he did. And, oh god, the next replay that I'm going to have for you guys is one where I get tower rushed, and you can kind of see how I put this into action. And I actually played that game before I watched this replay, and I kind of saw a similarity there. So, hopefully the next game you guys will really, really know, from my perspective, how to really take out these damned towers, because I've had you guys PM me so many times. You guys are so pissed off at towers. And they're not so hard. What are you guys talking about? So anyways, what is going on right now? Basically, at this point in the game, I would be trying to creep Jack, as he's doing right now. Look at their armies, though. 50 food versus 36 food. And he's fighting this battle. Look at the size of their armies here. This panda is a freaking beast. I mean, hell, he's just taking out a whole bunch of... Well, actually not taking any out yet. Now he's starting to take a few out. But, he's just preserving them as they're, getting hurt. I wouldn't fight this battle if I didn't have a staff of preservation. Hell no. What else? What is? Nothing much. Just to sum up that battle. As you can see, he desperately is in need of a bunch of wisps. And as your, standard procedure of initiating your battle, once your battle starts, tap Alt, see whatever unit's up front. Whatever unit's up front that's the weakest, naturally that's the one you go for. First thing you do when you see a battle, you tap Alt. If you guys don't know that yet, that's just a little thing. I know you guys are, some of you guys are wondering, gee, this is all crap that I know. Congratulations. You have stepped a little bit above noob level. So, notice how he was even multitasking in battle. As he's trying to save his DH, the Panda Brewmaster killed about a couple of units right there, got to level 5. Very, very nice. And so, if you look at this, you see a nice patch of summons, so the Wisp will take care of that. Those will go out. Dead. And so he sees this, he knows that his expansion is up, there's no way that he can take that out. And if you see his army coming after him, he's just making bears after bears. And his bear, his panda, is gonna beat the crap out of him. Anyhow, that's about it for this one. My brother's back in here, so he needs help with IRC downloading ungodly amounts of porn. So the next one that I have for you guys is a one-on-one that I said that I'm going to do for some tower rushing. And I have no idea when that's coming out there, so... you know me and my deadlines, so you probably won't see that for another couple years now. So anyways, guys, see if my brother has anything to say to you guys as I close this one here. So what do you got?
Good evening, gentlemen.
He doesn't know how to use a microphone, I'm very sorry. So anyways, guys, that's about it for this one. If you guys have questions that you want me to answer on the next one, you know where to message me, and I guess you can look forward to part 2 of this. So anyways, I'll see you all later.